Hello. Now, I'm fully aware that when I bring good news, I don't get as many clicks as when I bring bad news, and that happens across the board, which is what I was talking about before, where in my previous video, that didn't get the clicks, and that's because I was talking about good news. Unfortunately, it seems to be a human habit. When you see something awful flagged up on the algorithm, you go to that first. Well, look, if I feel like I need to be talking about good news, that's what I'm going to do. Clicks or not, some of you will be glad to hear about it. But this is fantastic news. And the news is that Shropshire Conservatives have been booted out of office and replaced by the Liberal Democrats. Not that I have any brief for the Liberal Democrats, they are the clown party. It's what lays behind it that's important. There was a Conservative MP called Owen Paterson who was implicated in some sort of dodgy lobbying, let's put it that way, and he had to resign, and there was a by-election. It was a huge thing. Usually when another party takes over, there's a bit of a scrape through, you know, a couple of thousand. 5,000's a very respectable win. So, and that gives me hope, not because of the Liberal Democrats, as I say, clown party, but the Conservatives. Just think of those people. Conservatives are obviously people who don't like hanky-panky in politics, and they don't like what's going on, and they will change their votes when appropriate. They are not religious about voting Conservative if they don't think that's right. And I'm talking about they voted for the Liberal Democrats. Now, last September, a 40-year-old Liberal Democrat activist called Natalie Bird was blocked from standing in Wakefield, Yorkshire, which is where she was from, and she was banned from the party office for 10 years. And why? Serious implications of bribery and corruption or illegal lobbying or anything, which forced Owen Paterson out of his post? No. It was because she turned up at a meeting wearing a t-shirt which had the legend on the front, woman, adult, human, female. That's because, you know, the Liberal Democrats are a bunch of clowns. Ed Davey, who is the leader of the Liberal Democrat Party, said, that's what's the problem with it. The issue that we have been really is... Oh, no, sorry. I'll have to read this again because this is his language. You can see how he's floundering around. It was during an interview. That's what's the problem with it. The issue that we have been really is that a trans woman is a woman and a trans man is a man, and that is the issue that we're fighting on. We believe trans rights are human rights. He then suggested, and this was in an interview with Andrew Marr, who's a big gun in the BBC, he suggested that the trans issue was an invention of the Conservatives to sow dissent among the masses or something. Do you think the good people of Shropshire were voting to show their support of that? I doubt it. Or maybe they all thought that they might stand a chance with one of the Lib Dem MPs after Layla Moran, Liberal Democratic MP for Oxford, West and Abingdon, announced she was pansexual. This was a big announcement. Whatever. What does that have to do with her being an MP? But she had to make a thing about it. That's the trouble with politicians that get all caught up in this ideology. Suddenly, something that should be their personal thing is a big political issue. She announced she was pansexual. And, well, what's pansexual? You might ask. Well, it means we've all got a chance, doesn't it? So why am I glad about any of this? And that's it, because it shows that the Conservatives aren't fools and they aren't religious about their politics, as I said. It shows that the government can't push people around, even committed followers. These people in Shropshire have been conservative for 200 years. That's almost as long as America's been around, and almost longer than Australia's been known to exist, let alone have a government. And they're prepared to switch to a clown party because of the way this government has clownishly squandered all the opportunities offered by its huge majority, by the way it's trying to introduce the same nutty eco-politics as the Lib Dems, but not admitting it. So they probably thought, well, we might as well just go for the real deal. By the way it's letting itself be pushed around by the international community, by the way it doesn't seem to have even come to grips with our own borders. And for goodness sake, we are one of the few countries in the world blessed with a definable border. I was talking about hope in my last two videos. Well, it is nearly Christmas after all, but this isn't just hope, it's proof. So, keep on peddling, folks. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share, share, share.